Have you ever opened your Instagram and get overwhelmed by the number of new contents on your homepage? You feel like you need to keep scrolling till the end as you don't want to miss those contents when you refresh your homepage. Contents you probably don't even care in the first place. Well, maybe it's time for you to consider unfollowing some accounts. I do always follow a relatively small number of accounts. My following isn't the lowest at the moment, but it's not a competition on the number. It's more about the mindset and approach that I have. And I still do unfollow people from time to time, so I do want to share my perspective. I want to start by saying you shouldn't feel obligated to follow or follow back someone if you don't want to. You don't owe them anything and you don't need to justify yourself for not following back. I don't even follow back my boyfriend and my parents since they don't use their accounts. I want you to take out your phone and go through your following list. Be honest. How many of them are people you never have a real conversation with? How many of them are people you always skip their stories and scroll past their posts because you have absolutely no interest in their life? And how many of them are someone you've been following for years, but you two still remain like strangers? Over time, we accumulate these ghost followers that we don't even interact with on the platform, and you will just end up wasting more time on Instagram by following them, as you will take longer to look for Insta stories that you are interested in checking, and it will take you longer to scroll through your homepage as well. It just gives you unnecessary distractions. I don't want to miss my friends' posts for some unnecessary ones. I would prefer spending time reading and interacting with posts from someone I care about instead. I don't follow any celebrities or influencers. I had another private account way back, and I followed a bunch of influencers and pages with that account. But it's just too much for me and the scrolling never ends. Because all these accounts are posting loads of contents all the time, and every time you refresh your homepage, there's something new. So I would end up not checking my homepage at all. Let's talk about comparing ourselves with people on social media. I love looking at pretty girls on Instagram, but after seeing all these pretty faces on the platform, I feel less pretty. I would feel like, oh, I could never look like them. I know someone's beauty doesn't take away yours, but let's be honest, it's hard not to have these thoughts came across your mind. My boyfriend doesn't really use social media, but I remember he told me what we see on social media is biased because conventionally attractive people are more likely to put themselves online. And that's so true. And to add on that, attractive people are more likely to go viral or gain popularity online. TikTok is a perfect example of that. That's why we're constantly exposed to all these pretty faces and perfect body all the time. Scrolling through my Explore page on Instagram makes it seem really common for girls to look like that. But it's not common at all in reality. This isn't just about attractiveness or appearance. What we see on social media is biased because it's just a highlight of someone's life. People are selective about what they present online. You don't see the arguments that the sweetest Instagram couples have. You don't see the 500 photos taken behind the scenes to get that one effortless selfie. You don't see the loneliness someone experiences even when they get invited to all these big parties. Social media also gives us this FOMO that didn't even exist in the first place. You could be having a great time spending New Year's Eve on your own, and then you open Instagram and see people are going out with their friends. And all of a sudden you feel miserable. If you notice seeing certain people makes you feel bad about yourself, then just unfollow them because you have control on that to make yourself happier. And does unfollowing people cure your social media addiction? In my opinion and experience, nope. I was obsessed with Instagram and TikTok for the longest time. I find that with social media addiction, we're just scrolling mindlessly. Even when you finish the contents on your homepage, you just refresh and refresh until there's something new popping up. And you just can't stop browsing even though you don't have an intention or if you don't find anything interesting. Even when you unfollow the numerous accounts, you can always resort to the Explore page. Social media is specifically designed for us to stay on the platform. I mean, just look at the new Instagram feature, which you can see contents from accounts you don't even follow on your homepage. Reducing the number of accounts you follow could be off to a great start, but it wouldn't magically work wonder. It's more about how much time and energy you allocate on social media at the end of the day. I understand that you may feel bad unfollowing people, but why do you need to feel bad for doing something good for yourself without harming anybody? Just because you and someone came across at a point in life doesn't mean you need to keep them for the rest of your life. So it's the same concept when it comes to Instagram. It's okay to get rid of some people. Most of the time, people will just unfollow you after you unfollow them. Sometimes I feel like building connection or making friends on Instagram is just a better term to rephrase follow for follow. I would rather lots of followers than following someone I have no interest in. I think what holds some people back from unfollowing someone is a potential loss of followers and drop in likes. But does that number really matter to you? If you're only using your account for personal use, yet you care so much about these numbers, then social media is already ruining your mental health. I used to be that person too. I would stay on Instagram for 30 minutes straight and keep refreshing the page and see how many likes I got after posting. I just realized how bad and toxic it was. Even though unfollowing someone could be seen as an act of cutting tie with someone, especially someone you're only connected with on Instagram, but in my opinion, you didn't even have tie with those people in the first place. Your relationship with someone shouldn't be defined by social media. Social media didn't even exist back then. And if you ask did I ever regret unfollowing anyone in the past, 100% no. And keep in mind that I've been doing this for around like 8 years. Honestly, I don't even remember most people I've unfollowed before. That also shows how unimportant they are to me and that I don't need to follow them. If what someone posts on Instagram bothers you, then just simply click the unfollow button. There is no point for you to keep following them and judge them and fill yourself with so much negativity. In my current following list, some of them are people that I'm no longer friends with. Some of them are people that I've only met once. Some of them are people I probably wouldn't even see again because they live in different parts of the world. But I'm still happy to see what they post. For now, I could change my mind anytime. There's no certain rule on who you should unfollow. It all comes down to you and what brings you value. Even the definition of value is different for everyone. While you may see value as entertainment, others may see value as getting inspirations or gaining knowledge about certain topics. If you decide to keep following the 873 accounts that you're currently following, you do, as long as it makes you happy. I just want to give you another perspective of things. And if you decide to unfollow me after watching this, then go ahead. And if you decide to follow me, that would be great too. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in my next one.